Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Tuesday night, and while I have a little bit of free time on my hands, I thought it would be fun for us to do a video for the Lost Media section of the Noel Comics YouTube channel. We are still looking for the Game Boy song, so we've kind of hit a little bit of a brick wall. We will not give up. That is our white whale, and we will find it. There has to be a way. But we're going to be doing a video with some more happy news. A little happy ending. This tale of lost media has a resolution to it. So, fun fact about me, when I want to just chillax, I'll look for Japanese commercial compilations from the 1980s and just watch them. That's one of the things that relaxes me. I enjoy the music. I enjoy the aesthetic. I enjoy the Japanese perception of the West. I enjoy the vibrance. I love the synth pop. I just love everything about them. And so, anywho, I was driving to get my son some Burger King, and I had just a compilation playing on my phone. I wasn't watching my phone and driving. I had the audio playing. And I was just listening to some, commercials with some cool J-pop. And one song sounded particularly awesome. And then at the end of the song, there was an English voice that said, "I've dedicated my life to the creation of the Bubble Star." And I was like, what? This is fantastic. Because, Japanese commercials, especially in the 1980s, are just there's this one component of them, which is, let's be as over the top as possible to get your attention, to pay attention to this product and to kind of toy with the over the top nature of Western consumerism and the vibrance of Western culture. And let's kind of play with our own Japanese interpretation of that in funny and amusing ways. And then there's another component where they're like, let's apply Confucian honor to this to make it even more over the top. And this is what we have in the Bubble Star commercial, okay? Because there's another thing about me that you may or may not know. I love Japanese stuff where there's English, where English is being presented as this bold, cool, exotic language. And it's English, So to me, that is just an extra step of relatability, and it kind of helps me feel like I belong even more with the commercial because I can understand what's being said, but it's also synthesizing with my over-the-top nature that has kind of an awe in how I observe the vibrancy of Western mass culture, particularly from the 1980s. So, anywho, so I was, everything about this Bubble Star commercial that I was hearing sounded great, and I was thinking to myself, well, I really need to sit down and watch this, once I am no longer behind the wheel of a car. And so, anywho, so I get home, and I pop open my cell phone, and the Bubble Star commercial is on, and it's even better than I had heard, because there's a naked woman swimming in a giant pink bathtub for this commercial. It's just showing her butt, which is, very classy, and also ahead of its time in terms of TikTok trends. So there's that. And so anywho, so there's this girl, naked in a bathtub, and she's riding this, kind of a jet, a handheld, kind of a handheld hot tub jet. And she's kind of cruising across this pink pool, and then it shows her in a bathtub getting just shot with, that doesn't show anything explicit, but she's getting all the jets all over her body. And it says in the corner, the singer's name is Hideki Saijo. Now, I didn't realize that I knew Hideki Saijo. A lot of the music stations and Hey Hey Heys I had watched often showed a flashback clip of the Japanese version of YMCA. And, the Japanese version of YMCA, didn't have any kind of weird Greenwich Village, I guess you could say gay subtext, or, not even like the potential to interpret it that way with the village people, But I mean, it's also just a very good party song and good for every denomination to enjoy the YMCA. But the Japanese version of it was very wholesome. It's called Young Man. And it was basically this cool Japanese guy flanked with cheerleaders singing about how, young men should be honorable and go to the YMCA. And so the guy who sings that was Hideki Saijo, and I looked into him like even more, and he's like the Japanese Elvis. He did a cover to George Michael's Careless Whisper, and he's been around since like the 70s, and then he really did some banging city pop in the 1980s. And so I just see his name, Hideki Saijo, in the corner of the screen, and it's like, okay, well, thank God we've got a name. If we get the name, we can track down the song. So I go to Wikipedia, and I just search through this huge swath of discography, because this guy sadly passed away in, I think, 2018 at the age of 63 from a random heart attack, I believe it was. And he was very beloved in Japan, and he was considered by many to be like the Japanese Elvis Presley. Like, women loved this guy. And he was cool dude from every clip that I ever saw of him. So, I'm just looking through all of his songs, and first of all, I can't read Japanese. But usually you can just throw things into Google Translate, or just start you can get the years of the songs you're looking for and kind of try to delineate from there. And I knew this commercial came out in 1988, somewhere between 87, 88, and there was just nothing that sounded like the song in this commercial. So I contacted my good friend and channel supporter, International Channel 4 Life, who has a little bit of Japanese language knowledge. Sadly, Guy Jillionaire, the greatest YouTuber on the platform, his messenger is disabled. We're still friendly and everything, but, I guess, whatever. He just didn't want to have his messenger open, so... And I don't have, his Discord or anything like that. I'm not even on Discord. So I was like, crap, I don't have my, cool friend in Japan who always takes these requests to translate, random mass 80s Japanese songs for me in terms of their title, which is how I found out, songs from, Tomoko Aran and things like that. Anywho, so International Channel 4 Life was like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well, let's dig, brother. And so we were, digging through this massive Hideki Saijo catalog, and he found some cool songs, but none of them were the song I was looking for. Then, and this is just, where, sometimes the answer is the obvious solution. I just found a really good Hideki Saijo YouTube channel, and I said, hey, do you know the name of the Hideki Saijo song used in the Bubble Star commercial? And I waited about 3 days, and I have been just, up late, live streaming and doing other things. So I've been going to bed later than I should. And so I remember I went to bed, and then my wife woke me up and said, go help take care of the baby, because the baby was crying. My wife was tired and wanted some sleep. So it's I took care of the baby for half an hour, 45 minutes on no sleep or barely any sleep. I go to bed, and I look down on my phone with a notification, and it said I had gotten a reply to this YouTube comment, and the channel proctor had said, it's the B-side to the 33 Years single that he released, and he sent me a link. And I just saw the words, try today. So I just threw that into YouTube, and it popped up, and there's there's very rarely, your children being born is the best feeling you're going to have. Okay. Yeah, beating a good video game, getting with a girl. I mean, whatever. Like there's plenty of really great, feelings you'll have in life. And one of those feelings is when there's a song that you've been looking for and you just get to hear the whole thing and it doesn't disappoint. And this song did not disappoint. So what I did was I immediately went to YouTube to MP3 and got the MP3 off that YouTube video. Then I drew a fan art of the crazy Japanese guy at the end of this Bubble Star commercial saying that I've dedicated my life to the creation of the Bubble Star. And then I basically just put the song to fan art, and then I made like a thread of the commercial that I've, found from like various just like YouTube channels that had like uploaded various versions of the commercials, and I tried to like slap all the versions of the commercials together, of which I can only find 2. Yeah, so now on the YouTube channel, you can watch the equivalent of a minute worth of the Bubble Star commercial, and you can listen to the entirety of Try Today by Hideki Saijo. And I was not alone in having a hard time finding this song. I was looking through the Japanese comments, thanks to Google Translate on YouTube, and a lot of people were like, they finally found I was on the video of Try Today on YouTube, and all these Japanese comments were like, we could not find this song. They all remembered it from this commercial from the Hara Health Industries Bubble Star, but there apparently was like no single of this. I mean, it was the B-side to a single, and I guess it wasn't very present in like his greatest hits compilations. But there you go. One of the trickiest parts of lost media that I've found, and it's like underrepresented on YouTube in my opinion, are the music used in Japanese advertising, particularly from the 1980s. Because the songs used in those commercials are like phenomenal, and a lot of the time they'll list the artist in the corner, but a lot of the time they won't. So my current quest right now, in addition to finding the 1989 Game Boy commercial for the launch, where they've got the Michael Bolton sounding guy, the Randy Newman sounding guy singing. I also want to find some of the music used in the Pocari Sweat Cindy Crawford commercials, because there are some really good songs used there. And Pocari Sweat, I've noticed in their commercials, they don't list the artist in the corner. So I just uploaded a Cindy Crawford commercial on my channel where she's lounging on a beach, and it's for Pocari Sweat. And there's this great English language song, and I've been looking for it, man. And I found another version of the commercial even longer that's got a longer clip of that song. But I've been looking for it. I typed the lyrics into, Google, and I can't get anything. I get just, weird, like relationship websites, because the song is about, relationships. Anywho, so we'll keep looking for the Cindy Crawford Pocari Sweat song. But we did find the Hideki Saijo Bubble Hunter song, and that's phenomenal. So, enjoy that on the Noel Comics YouTube channel. And this Lost in Rare Media search has a happy ending. So until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and I will see you in the very near future for more YouTube fun. Bye-bye.
今、私は世界中で一番幸せです。ハラヘルスのバブルスターハンター。
I've dedicated my life to the creation of the Bubble Star.
果てしなく広がるこの空にきらめくシャイニングスター。
今、私は世界中で一番幸せです。ハラヘルスのバブルスターハンター。
I've dedicated my life to the creation of the Bubble Star.